Hello, everybody. I'm Leonard Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, two teams coming in feeling good about how their last game went and want to continue with another win here today. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Bears. The opening kick is straight over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. They come up in an offset eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 12. And that leads to a Chicago first down.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that. Because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical. And that's what they did on the first play.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And now this offensive unit, we get a look at their starters. They put up good numbers last week, looking to carry that forward.
Yeah, Brandon, they saw the numbers from last week. They expect to at least replicate them. They think that they can put up bigger numbers this week. They are a confident bunch.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38! Ohio! Here we go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Yardage here. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Call it a gain of 7, and it gives him a new set of downs. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
When Shaq Thompson declared for the draft, I said he should be a running back in the NFL. He said no way, he'd rather hit people as a linebacker.
look to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this will be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Here we go. White 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. So now on 4th down, Mike McCarthy will turn to his field goal unit. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They go play action here on 1st down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play action pass, and completing it.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
Second down following the incompletion. The play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line. The starting 11 defensively for the Bears.
When you say the name Richard Sherman, you get a wide variety of reactions. All I know is that when I watch him play, very few false steps, an excellent understanding of what offenses are trying to do.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. The first carry for the rookie process. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. 4th down, Prescott. Going for it all. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 5th quarter lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. A Sean Robinson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
That one good for 12 yards. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Here we go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Prescott on 1st down. It's caught. Beckett. And he's brought down after a good gain. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good enough for a Tampa Bay 1st down. First down, Prescott. And he's got his man on the comebacker. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Their big-bodied receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And now off to the races down the right side. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team. Opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up.
One for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
Come on, let's go. 190. 190.
Looking to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And the Bucs with an extra defender. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. So the D-line's going to spread out. On play action, they'll throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Prescott. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive?
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And almost picked off.
They got to pick that ball off.
Now it's 4th down. Here's Tom Hackett now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at about the 28. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That a goddamn ball, Prescott.
Quickly. A lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and forced an incompletion.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
Defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. To put it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run again. Now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say,
no way when he goes down. Dante Fowler in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the
goddamn ball,
traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Play action now, Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that, bro. Come on, now. Why they over? I know what he's doing.
So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board. But the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if. While the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. They go back to the air here after the INT. Wide open receiver complete. A very solid gain of 27. First down, he'll drop to throw it, eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there, couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Here we go. Fire 38. Fire 38. Flex round. Flex round.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And with with time quickly fading here in the second quarter. Not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Prescott. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. They come up in an offset eye. Prescott now on second down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it third down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you down.
Boy, you gotta cut up
defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around the bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll run it here. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Prescott down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 18 yards there and a first down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't they?
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
To throw is Prescott. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Take four.
Prescott off play action. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
It has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
No.
Third and a country mile. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release. This will be incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
This is taken around the 12. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch here as this offense will come on deep in their own territory. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score.
Bro, you gotta pick them off,
It remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll come out in the pistol. Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. Throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. No gain, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
He's going to air one out. And this will be caught at the 30. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure.
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Ooh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Here we go. White, 9, flex round, flex round.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on third down.
Flex round. Come on, let's go. White, 90. White, 90.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll make a small dent in that big deficit as it's down to 27. I guess we're at the stage here where they wouldn't say no to any points, but I don't think field goals are what they're looking for here in the second half.
I don't either, Brandon. When you're down as much as they are, that's the sign of a head coach waving the white flag to me.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Third down now following the run.
Let's go. White, 90. White, 90. Flex round, flex round, flex round.
To throw is Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go.
Now Prescott on 4th down. Oh,
What? Get the fuck out of here with it.
And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 26 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Chicago 1st down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. He's got time. Feeling the pressure.
Hey, you got a phone, man.
Taken down.
You got a home up.
Back at the 7. Dante Fowler.
problem
In there
with
to
that.
drop him for his 11th sack of the year. 2nd down, goal to go from the 6. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. And the lead is down to 20. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see. And now the rookie's free. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 70 yards. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They come out here in the eye. Play clock winding down. And on the ground they go with a running back. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Now that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your play list.
Time running out here on the play clock. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Ball spotted at the 4. It's 2nd and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, after last week, where he kept finding the end zone, what do you have, 2 touchdown runs?
Yep.
He's got to be just a tad frustrated here. Close, but he hasn't gotten in.
Well, maybe they give him another shot. We'll see.
Well, I would think so. I think he's built up that type of equity. but the guys on the other side of the ball know it too.
Now 3rd down and goal from the 1. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
4th down, ball's at the 1-yard line. Do you go for it, or do you go ahead and kick a field goal? I think because you're going to end up giving a long field even if you don't score, I put my trust in my defense. I go for it and try and get the points.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out.
I knew I should have won got that game, boy.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got
Boy.
We'll check on his status when we get back.
Hey.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second.
I knew somebody was going to get hurt.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round. Flex round.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Sean Robinson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well,
Do it,
second
time,
long,
boy.
now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right.
Man,
Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Oh, man.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right.
Flex round. Let's go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going to throw right side here, complete. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
One of the hallmarks of their success this year, they've been fearless on fourth down. And they convert another one right here to move the chains.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Here, Prescott letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get him.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Prescott now. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Prescott to throw on 4th. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our
she's
guys.
Oh,
She's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she looks scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over. Brandon, you identified early that this game looked like it was going to be lopsided in favor of the winning team.
And then late in this one, you and I, we were digging at stuff, weren't we, to talk about, partner?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think we brought up statistics from somewhere around circa 1927-28, hoping we could keep people going in this one.
Deep in the annals for this blowout win. So for the Bucs, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field.
Wow.